Diddle-it, 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 diddle-it. Hello, hello. I'm back from outer space. I just walked in to see that funny look upon your face. Hi, villagers. See if anybody comes in today. I'm back from outer space. I'm multitasking. I don't know what's what. Oh boy. Who has the brain? I don't. Okay. Good to see your name pop up. Am I buffing? Or buffering? My Wi-Fi. Oh, geez, Louise. I might have to switch. I paid the bill. I don't know why it's doing that. Did it stop? Yeah, my Wi-Fi is acting wacky today. It really is. It's acting wacky. Says 3 here. Oh, yeah, I see 3 too. I do. Well, darn it. There's 4 now. Full moon gone. Well, oh, that full moon, Jesus. Yeah, that was a doozy. Gee. I'm glad that's done. But now we're in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. Hi, Malia. We're in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, which is going to officially occur on Halloween in the sign of Scorpio. So fasten your seatbelts, lock your doors, change your locks, change your passwords, make sure you have backup. It's going to be a bumpy ride. That's for sure. So yeah. Girl. Mercury retrograde. Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year. Planets go retrograde, meaning they go in reverse. So they go backwards. So Mercury, there's a lot. I'm not an astrologer, but I know enough to know that Mercury retrograde can affect like electronics, people from your past reappear. Things, don't make travel plans. They say don't start dating someone during a Mercury retrograde. Hi, Rose. Uh, don't buy a house. Don't sign contracts. So it's like just think renew, rehearse, redo, review. So Mercury retrograde is coming up in the sign of Scorpio, but Scorpio deals with, Scorpio can be a little dark. So Scorpio will deal with death, change, transformation. I just spit on myself. Stuff like that. And so it affects people, but don't let it freak you out. You know what I mean? You're sick, Millie. I'm sorry. Oh, girl, I'm just getting over what I got. It's still in there. Hey, Tracy, look at you. How's Rose doing? Yeah, my live I did the other day, a couple of you mentioned you didn't get notifications, so I don't know what was happening with that, which was probably a good thing because you know how I start talking about stuff and then I go on these wild tangents. So it was kind of like I had therapy to myself, but I was just broadcasting it live. You know, when you talk to yourself sometimes and you kind of have a therapy session with yourself? I was doing that, but before a camera and live. So, but a couple of people were like, that was really empowering. I'm like, okay. I don't even know what I said, but whatever I said, I got it out of my system. So here we are watching DWAP. Oh, live tweets on. Ooh, is he at the courthouse right now? You rewatched the new job one? Oh, girl, that's how I got sick from the crazy sock factory from hell. It was terrible. Never again. What happened to your wrench? There's Rachel. Where's your wrench at, Rose? Now you're wrenched up. Oh, yay. I'm glad you're here. You're running errands. Are you about to? You're listening. Oh, new update on NK coming up. Girl, I need some strength, vitamins, a booster shot. I need a spa day before I venture into that. I don't know. Rachel and I are talking about it, and few people on her live last week, which Rachel needs to do more lives. Everybody tell her because she had a really good live last week. If you caught it, to do updates, and then I did the poll and yada yada yada. So I don't know. And then Jesus, last night I was going through the repertoire, the vault, and I'm like, I do these videos and then I forget what I've done. So I'm looking back months after months. That's why I date them. Honestly, I date my videos so I know when it was done. Um, so the 6-month NK video went from April to September. No, something like that. March to September. And I kind of was watching the tail end of that. And then I was thinking to myself, you know, that reading in particular, and I do those types of readings for clients, even if we don't know anything public about her, that type of reading is showing you what's possibly going on in her private life. Okay. So we may never know what will ever happen to her or what's going on with her publicly, but those types of readings is showing you more or less what's going on in her private life. Okay. So that's what those are intended for. But I don't know. I might be doing a reading here soon, coming up next week, if I can get my poop in a group. The last 2 weeks have been crazy. Yeah, I still sound bad, don't I? I'm still congested. Did the nurse have the baby? Oh, was she pregnant? Was Crystal Lee pregnant? Is she prego? Sick to the teeth of CW and his mother. Me too. Yeah, see, I'm always 5 days behind. I noticed that. And I asked Rachel, I'm like, does Cindy Watts make a book? Yeah. Oh. And I didn't even realize that her book apparently got leaked. I saw more I remember when I did the reading about Chris Watts' predictions, or I think it was that one, back in April or whenever it was. I saw more of Cindy Watts writing a book than this Sherilyn Cadle coming out. I always saw Cindy coming out with the book first. Um, Still unclear if there's a baby. Oh my God. I hope not. So, yeah, look out for the NK reading. You know, well, my objective is to do a 2020 yearly reading on Nicole. That's what I'd like to do in on CW2. So I might come out with 2 videos to do like a whole yearly reading. So each month, like the whole year for 2020, surrounding them or surrounding, the case and uh, all that jazz. His letters from Christopher getting bad reviews. I still wanna order it. I haven't ordered it yet. I'm about to. Rachel was kind enough to send me a couple of pages that I had interest about, which I'll talk to you about that here in a minute. Hold on a second. I have to go get something. Hold on. I need a spoon. And I'm coughing. So, while I'm talking to you, I'm putting together orders for clients. I have to get these out. I've been sick and I'm behind on everything. That's what happens, if you have your own business or you're doing something part time and you get sick or something happens in your family, or you know what I mean? It's like, it's hard because you have nobody but yourself. And if you're sick and if you're like doing tarot readings, forget it because it's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? Can you buy it at Walmart, like in the store, inside the store? Because I saw you can order it online, but I didn't know if you could buy it inside the store. Our Walmart here took out half the checkouts, and now it's predominantly self checkout now. Like, they took out all the cashiers. Anyway, people are giving their books away. Really? Huh. Well, who in chat has bought the book? Who's bought the book? I can kind of smell again. I'm starting to be able to smell. Village Daddy has it too. He got it. He's had the same thing I got, but his has kind of moved into a sinus infection, which I think I had too, but his got really bad. Like his face, half of his face was swollen. And I said, "What'd you do? Get Botox?" It looked like Village Daddy got Botox on one side of his face. He's like, "Nah, I didn't get Botox." I said, "What'd you get Botox for? Your wrinkles on your face?" He's like, "I don't have wrinkles on my face." I said, "Yeah, you do. Where?" So I had to point him out to him. I said, "I have wrinkles on my face." He goes, because he calls me Brooks. It's not my name. Only person in my life that calls me that. Brooks. I don't have wrinkles. Men. Anyway, I haven't, Tracy says. I'll be in the thrift store near you soon. Oh my goodness. I want to read it, but I won't buy it. Good for you, Rose. I want to read it too, but I don't want to buy it. I know, isn't that awful? I mean, I could spend $22 on something else, but I still want to read it. Yeah, that's what I heard, that there are no, so is there no actual written letter from him, like any copies or photographs of the actual letter in the book? Letters? No copies of the actual letters? Well, that's weird. We'd like to see the real thing, wouldn't you? That's kind of weird. Steak and lobster. Yeah, I'd rather eat steak and lobster. But I still kind of want to read the book. Anyway, I was watching a channel, which I'm not going to name, and because I haven't read the book, I've been watching some videos. I watched Rachel's stuff, of course, and I've watched a couple other YouTubers who have talked about the book. And I was watching, I think it was this yesterday? Yeah. And a YouTuber was talking about the book and mentioned how, and I didn't know this because I haven't read the book, but mentioned how Chris Watts wanted to read Psalm 33 in his sentencing hearing. Well, Psalm 33, and because of the work that I do and my studies and the spiritual work that I do, the book of Psalms, the Bible itself, is a very magical text. And it's very well known in the practice of hoodoo and folk magic that the book of Psalms is used in magical spells, for protection, health, money, fertility, business, house blessings. You know, the most famous psalm of them all is Psalm 23, which is like an all purpose psalm. And that stood out to me. I was like, huh, interesting. So I asked Rachel if that was in the book. She said, yeah. And she sent me a picture of it. And I was telling her yesterday because she and I are we're best friends and we talk all the time. Rachel and I talk a lot. So um I was like, holy moly. I said, that's odd. Now, Psalm 33, he specifically was wanting to read specific chapters from that psalm. But Psalm 33 deals with, ironically enough, fertility, protection of children, and especially protection of women who are pregnant to bring the baby to full term. And I'm thinking, wow, this is weird. So, for those who are on my Patreon, I only have two patrons, but they got the story, they got the tea on. I went more in depth about that on my Patreon. So that was really fascinating to me, just looking at the metaphysical part of it. And it also, the psalm, of course, can be looked at as um, like a gratitude to God. So I think early on, and I don't know because they never really talked about CW's religion or his religious background. I heard more about Shanann's background, the fact that her family's Catholic, or her mother is. Um, and I never knew what his really, I don't really know. Excuse me. So I thought that was really kind of weird. But do you get where I'm going with that? So why would he use a psalm that can be intended to be prayed over for a mother and child, especially a mother who's pregnant to bring the baby to full term? It's almost kind of eerie to me, the coincidence of that or the irony of that. I mean, there's so many weird parallels in this case and anomalies and paranormal things and just real strange coincidences. It's just